Hello everyone, welcome to Comic Entertainment. Today we're going to be talking about Marvel versus DC. I personally love both of them equally, so that's why I'm making this video, because I kind of won't get butthurt about the things I say for either one, because I like both of them equally. I think they both have amazing things going on. Some have things better than the other, some have this better than the other. But I'm going to start talking about what Marvel has and what DC has, and reasons you should like both of them. Marvel, to many people, they basically have the cinematic universe in the palm of their hands. They basically have comic book movies in the palm of their hands because they've made such a big universe that almost nothing that they make, even if it's complete, they can make the next movie complete garbage, and people will watch it because they just have us eating out of the palm of their hands. And like the thing is that comic book fans don't really fill up the movie theaters because there aren't really that much of us. It might seem like there are, but there really aren't when you look at the numbers. That's why they usually try to appeal to their common guy. What I mean by common guy is a guy that just walks in and decides, I want to see a movie. Which one should I see? And then they look at the posters and they see, oh, Captain America Civil War, X-Men Apocalypse, or something else, And they think, okay, that looks interesting. I'm going to go see it. I'd like a ticket to Civil War, you know? And Marvel, whenever, basically, to every person, whenever something has Marvel on it, they think, okay, this is some quality shit right here. I gotta go see that. Because they made Guardians of the Galaxy. Before it was even a movie, I knew who they were, but your normal person had no idea who the fuck they were. They're just like, okay, it's a raccoon, a tree that can only say, I am Groot. The raccoon has a rocket launcher, but his name's also Rocket. This guy just has two swords. This guy who used to be fat, but I guess he worked out. Now he's saving the galaxy. This really hot girl, and that's it. And they just have no idea who the hell they are. But they go see it anyway, and they make millions off of the movie because they think, okay, Marvel's making it. They know what they're doing. This is some quality shit right here. I'm gonna go see it because it's probably gonna be awesome, and it was awesome. It was a good movie. But usually, Marvel has cut the corners into appealing to the common folk, the normal guys. I say normal like we comic book fans aren't people, because we aren't people. As we've seen by this topic specifically, we can become people to savages within seconds if we argue about this, which is why I'm like talking about it. I don't know, start a fight, probably record it, do something about it. I don't know, but they basically have that entire industry squared down, comic book wise. Movie wise, they're still good movies, but they're better as comic book movies. They said, "Oh, do you like that movie? Yeah, I like that movie. Do you like that comic book movie? Yeah, of course I do." But if I had to make a top 10 list about the greatest movies of this year, there'd probably only be like one Marvel movie on there, probably. But if I did top 10 Marvel movies, obviously they're all going to be Marvel movies. They probably won't be top 10 lists because they haven't released that many in this year. It was DC, the comic book movies in general, DC would still make it onto the list. But it was top 10 best movies. Probably both Batman v Superman and Civil War wouldn't make it onto the list, most likely. Sorry to say it. I know a lot of you guys loved the movie, but it wouldn't make it onto the list for me. There were much better movies than that. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. So Marvel, they have the comic book movie industry squared down, but DC, they have the animation movie squared down because they have a universe of animation movies built. Like they're concrete, they're good movies. They just released Teen Titans versus Justice League, even though it was a bit misleading because the Justice League and the Teen Titans barely even fought. I mean, I guess they did fight for a good solid 30 minutes, but like, I don't know, I expected more. But they have basically the animation movies squared down. The last animation movie that was released by Marvel was Hulk and Iron Man team up. Or was it Hulk or was it Iron Man and Captain America team? It was Iron Man was in it and he teamed up with one of the Avengers. The animation was meh, and the storyline was meh. It looked good, but when I watched it, it didn't really seem. I felt like I bought a pizza, and then I got home and I had spaghetti. Like that's not what I wanted. That's not what I bought, but that's what I got. And now I gotta enjoy my spaghetti, even though I wanted pizza, but I don't have a choice because I got spaghetti. That was a really bad thing of me to say. That was really bad comparison, but whatever. Moving on. Marvel, they have the superheroes. Many people they know Marvel more than they know DC, at least superhero wise and story wise. It's a weird thing, but they do. Like there was a survey and people know a bit more Marvel heroes than they do DC because Marvel they just pump out heroes, man. They just have new heroes upon new heroes upon new heroes and they just sort of expand on them slowly. DC doesn't work like that. I think it touched my mic. I don't know what that made on the video, but DC doesn't work like that. They sort of do they make a character and they don't make another one for like a year because they just make the biggest, most complex, most deep storyline for that character. Because they just like, and even for old characters, they just like expanding on that. And as you can see by the New 52 and DC Rebirth, they like making their fans know what's happening because they're also trying to sell to the common folk. They're trying to like at least get like a hand into that you know what's that into that enterprise, but except instead of for movies, for comic books. That's why they're making them each. They're making them all like a quarter. They're legit all like a quarter. They're like 10 pages long, back and front, so that's 20 total pages, and they're making them a quarter worth the price because they're using cheap paper and cheap paints. But it still looks like a normal comic book, but it just won't last as long, which is fine because it's a freaking quarter, man. If you have $1, you can buy 4 comic books. That's basically what they're telling. Of course, you need like an extra 25 cents for taxes, but they're making them cheap so your normal guy can get them. So someone like me who's broke can just walk in and come out with like 20 comic books if he has a $10 bill, which usually if you buy one of the old DC comic books or one of the current Marvel comic books, you'll barely be able to afford like one. Maybe two if you're lucky if you buy some of the old issues, but no, you want that new stuff, you know? And they're trying to make it so a normal guy would think, okay, I'm not that into comic books because they're expensive as fuck. I don't know where to read them online, because even though you could just Google online comic books and something will pop up, but they don't know how to read them online. And they're just like, they hear this news that everything's 25 cents now, they think, holy shit, I'm gonna read me some DC comic books, get more into comic books, maybe I'll love them, and they end up loving them, and then they start getting prepared because they hear, okay, I bought this Batman and Superman comic book. What? They're making a Batman movie coming up. I'm excited as hell because he's cool in the comics. He was cool in Batman v Superman. He's gonna be awesome in his own movie. So they're trying to like sort of get into it in that way by squaring it in like that. And I think that's a okay strategy, but it's not the best. And they're just sort of trying to like edge in because Marvel is a household name. DC isn't. They're trying to make it a household name. They're trying to make it so when someone says DC, everyone knows what they're talking about. But when someone says DC, most people will be like, "What's that?" Maybe not like nowadays because they have all these good big like hit movies coming out. But like they when someone says Marvel, everyone knows what you're talking about. It's Marvel, damn it. They know who it is, they know what it's about, and they know what's gonna happen because they're into that type of stuff. Marvel, they're more worldwide in a way. DC isn't, and DC is trying to grow, and they're doing an okay job. The New 52 did make them grow a bit, but I think the DC Rebirth, what they're trying to do with that is make it instead of just growing to legit just attempt to like nudge its way into the Marvel empire and sort of just either destroy it from the inside or just be equal with it. As for their movies, they're not doing the best. DC. I liked Batman v Superman more than I did Civil War, but I can still admit it had its issues. But the reason that I liked it more is because it had more interesting things going on than Civil War did, and at least they attempted to keep true to the comic books. Civil War, I think they gave it a try at the start, and they just sort of said fuck it. Marvel's not telling me to stop. It's my movie. Do whatever the hell I want, you know. Fuck the fans. Because in Civil War they only had about three characters that I was really interested on, which was Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Giant Man. But then they spoiled all the Giant Man scenes online, so it was thanks for that, I guess. And they gave us a bunch of Spider-Man scenes, so that didn't help. And then they gave us a bunch of Black Panther scenes, and I thought, okay, he's gonna be in more. No, those are all. I saw all the Black Panther scenes before I even saw the movie, which was nice. Good job, Marvel. You did it. DC only revealed Doomsday, even though everyone already knew Doomsday was gonna be in it. We just knew what he looked like. I didn't mind his design because I knew he was gonna evolve, and he did. And he looked even more badass as he evolved. And it was just a good movie overall. I just liked it more than Civil War. But that's not what we're talking about. If DC can land it, can do a bullseye with Wonder Woman coming up, and with Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman. First, that before that though, they need Suicide Squad to succeed, and I think it will. It's a really good movie. They're still missing one more trailer because it's 3 trailers and they released the movie. The only movies of comic book movies that I haven't seen release 3 trailers was Civil War, but I don't think they're gonna follow in their footsteps because they're trying to do something different. So I think they're gonna release 3 trailers, and then we get a closer look. And according to the director, there's still 3 characters that haven't been released in the trailer. That they're sorry, I burped. They're gonna be in the movie, and that we still don't know who they are, and they're not planning on releasing them in the final trailer. So I can't wait for that, and I'm excited. Those are about my thoughts on Marvel vs. DC. I love both of them. You guys can tell me which ones you guys like more in the comment section. But I don't know. I like both of them equally. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.